Hello everybody, I am Heather Briggs of My So Quilty Life, and I am here at Quilt Market in the Moda pop-up studio, and I am so happy to show you a fun tutorial on hand embroidery for quilters. First, I thought I would show you really quick some of the really cute hand embroidery projects I have made, and I really love adding hand embroidery to my quilt projects because it does add that little bit of personalization. So here I have Plant Seeds of Kindness, super cute. I have a cute little needle book right here. And again, I have a cute little makeup bag or a little sewing case that says "So Happy" on it. And I have some pin cushions which make really great gifts. I love these. So first, we really have to talk about supplies because we need them to get started. Most of these things you probably already have in your sewing studio, but some you might not, so I thought it'd be great to go over what you need. So first, you do need some hand embroidery needles. Now, you may or may not have these, but I love these Pebbled by John James. These are so much fun. You do need sizes 3 through 9. Those are the common sizes to use within hand embroidery. We also have a Sew Line water erasable marker, which we will use to trace some of those fun words and make our hand embroidery. Having a cute pair of scissors is always nice. I like the smaller ones just so that they can fit right inside of my bag and they cut cleanly. You also need some sort of embroidery floss. I like to use the Aurifil floss, but you can also use other brands like DMC or Cosmo or any kind of embroidery thread that you find out there. I also love to have a thimble because sometimes those needles are a little sharp. I also really like to condition my thread. So here I use So Fine, but you can use any thread wax or any conditioner that just helps the thread not get bunched up because nobody likes all of those knots that it creates. Some wonder clips and then a fun hoop, especially pink. I love that. Some fabric because we can't hand embroider without our fabric. My favorite one to use is Bella Porcelain. This is Bella 9900-182. This is the one that matches all my collections and I love to use this. Also, I love to print out cute words, and here I have So, which I'll be demonstrating later, but I like to space out my words here so I can do a couple different ones. You can go on any computer program, find a font you like, print it out, and all we're gonna do is trace it on our fabric and get stitching. So are you ready to get started? Because I am. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. What you need to do is have your little printout, or if you didn't have a printout, you can hand draw your words or something cute. Next, I'm gonna add just a little bit of washi tape, only to keep this secure so it doesn't slide all over and then make me mess up when I'm trying to trace my word. Okay, so I just add a little washi tape, and then all I need to do is add my piece of fabric. And what I'm gonna do here is move my fabric so my word is in the middle. And you do not need a light box for this. If you're using a lighter piece of fabric, you should be good to just go ahead and trace. Okay, so now we're gonna trace with our sew line, and all I'm going to do is just trace over the words. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just tracing over like this. And here we have our word. Now that I have traced my word on my single piece of fabric, I'm gonna put another piece of fabric behind it. That just gives it some stability, and if you travel like I do, it hides your thread a little better. So I'm gonna get my other piece of fabric, and now I'm going to put my hoop on. And all I do is line up my pieces of fabric just like this, and I put the bottom piece on the bottom, and I want to make sure that I have my artwork or my word centered, and all I do is open up the screw and pop it on, and then I want to tighten it. Now, something we don't want to do is we don't want to pull it too tight because we don't want to stretch that cotton out at all. We just want to just lightly pull until it is snug, and while we're doing that, we're going to tighten the screw at the top. And if you need to get some of this extra fabric here, I like to use wonder clips, which are wonderful for clipping that fabric out of my way, because the last thing I want to do is accidentally stitch that part and have to undo my work. I have my threaded needles here in my beautiful little needle book, so you'll meet me back and we'll start stitching. Something to keep in mind when you are hand embroidering is the number of floss strands you're going to use. So a rule of thumb that I like to use is the bigger the word or the design, the more strands of floss I'm going to use. In any embroidery floss, there are 6 strands. So you can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, I usually use 3 strands or 6 strands, but for this word today, we are going to use 6. Because it is a little bit of a bigger word, I really want those hand embroidery stitches to kind of pop off that fabric, but you choose exactly what you want to do. Get your needle threaded, and we're going to meet right back here and get this word stitched. We're going to go ahead and start the fun part. We're getting stitching. Okay, so I've gone ahead and threaded my needle because nobody needs to watch me struggle doing that. This probably will be the hardest part of the entire process, which is kind of fun, right? And also you're gonna go ahead and make a knot at the bottom. Now you can use any kind of knot you prefer, but I just make a simple knot. And we are gonna get started by looking at where we want to start. All you're gonna do is come up right from the bottom and try to come up right on that line. You're then gonna pull all the way through until you feel that knot. It won't go anywhere. Now, the rule of thumb is you want to try to make sure that your stitches are the exact same size all the way around. This does take a little bit of practice, but I have all the faith that you will be able to do it just fine. So something I like to do is maybe go 1/8 an inch. So what I'm gonna do is go 1/8 an inch and go and push my needle down, come from the back and just pull through. That is my first stitch. And I'm just pulling it a little bit just to make sure that it went all the way through. Now you don't want to pull too tight because if you do, you'll get a really nasty wrinkle that will not iron out and nobody wants that. Okay, so next is we need to go a little bit further, about 1/8 of an inch out and come up 1/8 of an inch from where you went down with that stitch. And all we're doing here is we are going right where we went down on that last stitch. And that is all we're doing. It is super simple. Okay, now we're gonna come up again and just go up 1/8 of an inch and pull all the way up. And this is all you do. Super easy and simple. So I'm gonna keep going through just like this, adding these stitches consistently. Just like this. And when I get to an intersection, I try to land within that intersection just because I feel like it makes a cleaner stitch, especially when I start coming around from the top. So while I'm stitching, I thought it'd be fun really quick to talk about how I got started in this. So a couple years back during COVID, my son's 3rd grade teacher was pregnant and expecting a baby. And everybody felt so bad that during that tough time, she was gonna have to be at home by herself with no baby shower or anything. So I thought it would be super fun to teach all 20 3rd graders how to sew. And what I did to make it extra special, I added some hand embroidery on the back that said made with little pieces of our hearts. And then I was hooked. So now I incorporate hand embroidery on most of my signature block of the month quilts. I do a lot of fun little words for the flowers, tulips, pansies, just fun things like that on those block of the months. I also really found it fun to kind of personalize different projects, whether you're going on a retreat and want to make a fun pincushion for yourself or your other retreat mates. I thought it was just so fun to add different personalization to your projects and your quilts. Now here you'll see that I got to that intersection and all I'm doing is trying to make sure I land right back in that hole I already went down. Now sometimes I struggle with trying to get it just right, but here we go, we got it. Okay, and then we're just gonna keep going around just like this all the way through the S, and then we're gonna make our way through the E and the W, and before long, we're gonna be completely done with this cute word sew. So I'm gonna finish out this S here, and then I'm gonna quickly show you how to connect to the other letters. I just finished up the S. Now I'm going to show you how I travel over to the other letters. Now, you could stop here, tie off, and knot, which I will show you in just a minute how to do. But because I am using 2 layers of fabric, I can kind of conceal that thread if I travel over. So it's easy. You see my thread is here. I am just going to poke up right at that next word. It is just as easy as that, nothing else to it. So you can't even really see where I tied in right there, but this is where it's at. See, I'm pulling it just a little bit right there. So you could also travel through your stitches, but I just travel in the back just like this. And then I just continue on going just like this. So now that I have traveled and I'm working on my E, I'm gonna continue on, and when I meet you back here, I will have a completed word and I'm gonna show you exactly how to tie off to finish up. I just got done finishing my word and it is absolutely adorable. Now I wanted to show you exactly how to tie off. Now you don't have to wait till the end to tie off. If you need to change your thread, you can do this at any moment, but I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is. All I'm going to do is flip over my work and here I am on the back. All I'm going to do now is tie a knot, grab my thread, loop around, and come up just like you're tying a knot. I am holding on to it and I'm gonna put my finger on it just like that. You still see the loop here. This is because we wanna make sure it gets flush with that last embroidery stitch, and then I'm gonna pull. Just like that. And here we have our knot, and we are going to use our cute little scissors to cut that off. And here we have our final word. Isn't that so cute? I just love it. So now I have something fun that I wanted to show you that I have for you. I designed this really cute downloadable PDF that you can practice all of this embroidery right here. So I thought I'd talk really quick about what I have here for you, but make sure you head over to mysoquiltylife.com. This is on my blog and it's ready for you. It comes in 3 different sizes, a 6-inch, 7-inch, and 8-inch. Depending on your skill level and how comfortable you are, you can pick a larger size so you have bigger stitches. So I wanted to show really quick what I have and show all my beautiful stitching here. This is a great reference to keep in your quilting room so you can reference these stitches to see how many stitches you would like to use in your next project. So here I just have a straight back stitch. Today we used more curves in our embroidery word, but here you get to practice all your straight stitching so you can master that back stitch. I have you using all the different thread amounts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You have a cute little quilt box so you can practice those back stitches. I also have a seed stitch. That's always fun to add just a little bit of sparkle or sprinkles around all your words, some cross stitch, some curved lines, which we just practiced in our sew word, a quilt stitch with some words that you can practice, and then some cute sewing illustrations like scissors and sewing machines and buttons. And in that PDF, I also show you little numbers around it, and that just shows you how many strands of floss to use. Thank you so much for joining me for this fun tutorial. I hope you really enjoy turning some fun hand embroidery words into these beautiful, cute little projects. I hope that you join me for more of my fun tutorials at mysoquiltylife.com and on my YouTube channel to just go in further depth of these words and other stitches. Also, everything I mentioned is linked below in the description. Thank you so much for being here. Happy quilting.